because Palmer did not play. Enzo and Casido were struggling to put up 2 or 3 passes together. Why? Because when you are playing 2DM, they are good in covering the grass, they are good in marking the ball, but when they get the ball, they need an attacking midfielder to come and collect the ball, to build up. So in this game, in the first half, Chelsea were not building up play. Tosin and Chalobah, they were playing long balls from the defense line to the attack directly. And because of that, they were losing so many balls. They were in a haste to get into Fulham attack. And because they were in a haste to get into the attack, Fulham were retrieving the ball back. They were having more of the ball. Iwobi was oppressing them from that midfield and from the side. In today's game, it was obvious that they needed Palmer in that meeting. Welcome to EVO SPORTS. Welcome to the weekend of football in EPL. Week 3 game in English Premier League. Chelsea against Fulham. Fulham coming from a very good performance against drowning Manchester United, and Chelsea scoring 5 goals in their last game. Today again, once again, Chelsea winning their game, early kickoff today, 2-0. Mr. Kema, what do you have to say about that? I know you must be very, very happy.
No, I should be happy. I'm happy. But then, at the beginning of the first half, Chelsea did play well, though they came up with the same formation they played last week. The 4-2-3-1 formation. And Fulham playing the same formation with Chelsea, they came with a plan, but they executed the plan in the first half. At the 9 minutes, Chelsea scored, so their plan scattered. So I think it was a nice game. Winning 2-0. And going back with 3 points is a nice game for Chelsea.
Now, we are known to analyze this game very, very well. Now, we start from the goalkeeping department. How do you see your goalkeeper's performance today?
At the beginning of the game, I never liked the way he was keeping, but I've always condemned Sanchez. I prefer Chelsea picking up Donnarumma, but the deal didn't work. They didn't even go for Donnarumma. But in other parts, in the Sanchez part, I think he did just an average. It was an average game. I didn't like what his way of keeping. He made some silly errors like that, you know.
But don't you think that if they keep playing the goalkeeper, maybe along the line, he might keep on improving? Don't you think so?
I think he might keep on improving, but then we don't have time to start waiting for him to improve. We needed a good goalkeeper and just come in and match the.
You have time, but you are winning your game.
I know I'm winning my game, but it was for the effort of the midfield and the attacking line. So, but Sanchez normally does some error that affects us sometimes. You could even see there was a wrong pass that he gave that almost resulted to a goal.
Okay, what about the defense line that comprises of Tosin, Adarabioyo, Chalobah? Then we have Gusto playing from the right back, and we have Cucurella. How will you rate them in today's game?
Cucurella 8%, 8 over 10. Then Adarabioyo was good. Chalobah rock solid, but I was having a little issue with Mario Gusto. I had preferred Reece James, but along this line, in the second half, Gusto picked up his game. So, all in all, I give him 6 over 10.
Okay, for me, from that Chelsea defense line, I feel like Tosin in today's game was a bit slow. And I feel like the advantage Tosin have in that game is that the long balls,
he gives out.
We know Tosin to be used to. Then, in terms of speed, I think Tosin is a bit lacking behind.
No, but I think what I think is that maybe it was a game plan from the coach. You know, some other matches.
Game plan to be slow.
No, maybe I think so. Maybe depending on the striker he's playing against, it could be the game plan from the coach. And if you see some other matches that Tosin plays, he plays very, very well, and some other matches.
No, but that's why the coach have been benched, because Tosin have not been stable in the starting level.
He was injured. He just came back from injury.
Then what about Gusto today?
That's what I'm saying. Mario Gusto, I didn't like it in the beginning of the game. I didn't like
because I saw that Iwobi was running through that flank today.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't like the way he played. Maybe the coach had his own plan, but I had preferred Reece James to come in and man that position. But that was the coach's plan. So I don't know why he started Gusto. But all the same, it was a good performance for him, but a little bit like a basic in the defensive line.
So how about the midfield? We have Enzo.
Enzo Caicedo.
Yes, Caicedo. Then we have Joao Pedro was playing in front of them today.
You know what really happened? In the first 15, 20, 30 minutes, Enzo Fernandez wasn't playing well. That was even what led to Caicedo getting that yellow card. You know, he exposed Caicedo a lot that he had to go physical on the forehand player, so which made him to get that yellow card that yellow card. But all in all, in the second half, when he came in for the distance, I believe the coach must have spoken to him or talked to him so that when he came in, the game changed, his game plan changed. So that's why I saw that he played well in the second half.
Then what about the attack?
The attack was a little bit
we have Neto,
slow.
We have
Neto,
we have Delap, who got injured along the line, and was replaced by George. Then we have Estavo.
Yeah, I noticed that the ball wasn't really going towards that Estavo's direction. You know, it was almost always going towards Pedro Neto. So that left flank and right flank wasn't really functioning well in the first half. You know, but in the second half, when they came in, they started functioning well. But in that front line, I noticed that they overstretched Liam Delap. And again, I told initially that Fulham came with a game plan, you know, defending them, blocking them, then catch them on the break. But the game plan didn't work that way. So that was why Chelsea had to score that goal.
Well, before I make my own full analysis, can you just brief me, how do you see Chelsea's performance overall today, both from the coaching department, from the first half to the second half, and the goals that were scored?
Yeah.
Will you judge Chelsea?
I will judge them from each half. In the first half, they didn't perform well. I will not tell you lies. But the second half, the coach talked to the players in the dressing room, which I strongly believe. And when they came into the pitch, they stepped up their game. So that was what resulted to the goals and the penalty that we considered and scored it. So that was what made us to win the game.
Okay, for my own analysis, firstly, I start from the defense line. In this game, from the first half, Chelsea were a bit slow. And then being slow in that defense line, even the midfield, Casido and Enzo did not come to the party in that first half.
That's what I'm saying.
And Lukic in the midfield and Berge for Fulham, they were faster. They were picking up the second balls. There's what we call second balls in the game. Those second balls are those area balls or those loose balls.
Because because they are taller. They are taller.
No, it does not matter whether they are taller. I'm talking about my own aspect. Okay. Yeah, from my own perspective, from what I saw in the game. Now, secondly,
we were missing. Was missing Palmer.
Yes. But because of injury, Palmer was not there. So that space, Joao Pedro really did well. He's an attacking player, but it's not that of a midfielder that can orchestrate play. You understand me? Because when Palmer is playing, immediately Casido collects the ball, immediately Enzo collects the ball. Palmer will come short to take the ball from them. By so doing that, he allows the attackers to come into the game by giving them the return to him. He gives this one the return. By then, they'll be making some runs behind. So by then, you see Chelsea having control of the game. But in today, because Palmer was not there to orchestrate those play, the game, they were struggling. Apart from their half, they were struggling to enter the opponent's half. That was why they were playing most of those long balls. And those long balls did not really help Chelsea in the first half. But I think what helped Chelsea was that goal they were able to get. And in that goal, it was controversial to me because that time was already up. And the referee should have blown the whistle for half time. But he gave them an extra time, which was not supposed to be. But it was controversial. It can happen to anybody.
You know what you need to understand? Before the build-up to the goal, there were a series of fouls that the referee stopped his watch. You understand me? So that's what the time that he added to that 8 minutes that they gave. So that he added the time to that 8 minutes. That was why they scored those goals. The goal they scored, and it didn't affect the.
And what I observe again, Estavo was playing up front. Estavo did not actually really come back to the side to help Gusto. So he was leaving Gusto to exposed. Yes, he was leaving Gusto exposed in that game.
I think that was a coach's plan.
All right. It was a good one. Chelsea 2, Fulham 0. Chelsea on the right path. Hoping to see them next week.
7 points.
Yeah, 7 points. Yeah, 7 points. No problem.
See other people plays. Thank you.